LeBron and Kyrie might just put this whole damn thing on their back, so it's time to wake up, NBA! Welcome to Wake Up NBA, presented by State Farm. My name is Dan, that is Ryan, and this is the time where we go into a Game 6 that perhaps I wouldn't say weren't expecting because of what happened with Draymond Green, but still, the Warriors at home in Oakland losing to a Cleveland team getting virtually nothing outside of the big two and Tristan Thompson, sort of.
A little bit here.
Not expected.
We were not expecting two Cavs players to go for 40 points in the finals because it's literally never happened before. Literally never. It was kind of a perfect storm of awful for the Golden State Warriors at this point. Between you have Draymond missing the game with suspension.
Yep.
Andrew Bogut goes out early in the third quarter with a knee injury that is still, as of now, TBD. He's going to have an MRI, might not play the rest of the series.
And generally when you wait for the MRI, it's because there's so much swelling and they're waiting for that to go down. Not a great sign.
I think they were just like, why rush it? You know, let's go home, have a snack.
Chill Aussie MRI.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the second half, you have pretty much every one of Golden State's perimeter shooters ice cold. Yeah. They shoot 11 of 21 behind the arc in the first half, 3 of 21.
That will not get it done.
Harrison Barnes missed so many open three-pointers. It was sort of like when you're playing pickup basketball and you do that rude thing where you're like, that guy can't make it, don't guard him.
Right.
Just let him shoot.
And Harrison Barnes has been very good this series. So that was the surprising thing because he had those looks, even with forcing nobody to pay attention to the key, with Bogut's injury late and, of course, Draymond not even being in the game. So Golden State had to win this on the perimeter because secretly, Draymond is the engine that makes this team go. He is the point guard of this system. And the fact that he wasn't there, it did open things up for Harrison Barnes. You know, Klay Thompson was majestic and he was great until the end of the game. And the fact that they were within 6, being so cold, like, I don't know when it was, third quarter, late third quarter, that was almost a win. And at this point, looking forward, so Draymond's going to be back in Cleveland. Does Cleveland still need otherworldly performances from LeBron and Kyrie to lift this Cleveland team that has gotten so much less from their bench than Golden State has in this series? Is that a sustainable thing to shoot that high a field goal percentage? Because honestly, if you look at Kyrie and what he did in Game 5, it was jaw-dropping how great he was.
Well, I mean, so much of that I think he did make some impossible hero ball shots, the kind we're kind of used to seeing Golden State make.
Right.
But also, I think Cleveland as a whole, once you didn't have Bogut in the game and once you didn't have Draymond, it was like, oh, well, we can get to the rim.
Right.
Those are the two best rim protectors. I mean, no disrespect to Maurice Spates and Festus Ezeli and Anderson Varejao. Those guys cannot do anything meaningful guys, in terms of locking down the paint. The other thing is that we've seen games before, we've seen Golden State play games before where the Splash Brothers were not otherworldly.
Yes.
And they survive. One of the reasons they do is because they get great performances from either one of the other starters or a role player. And we saw this last finals. I mean, it's part of the reason why we all talked about Iguodala, but we've had games where Sean Livingston goes off. Or
Barbosa. Spots,
So the fact that they didn't have that this time, that was the really telling thing for me, that there wasn't that random, so-and-so is just going to get 15 points tonight? Great.
Right.
And if that's repeatable, that is a big problem for Golden State because then they become what Cleveland was, reliant on their two superstars. Unless, and maybe the answer is just Draymond Green's going to come back. He's going to give them 24 points that they didn't get otherwise in this game.
Yeah, I think it would be so foolish and wrong to say something along the lines of Steph and Klay Thompson are decoys, because they're not decoys.
They're not.
They're great. They're the two single best shooters in the universe. They're the two best players on the team. Draymond's the most irreplaceable player on the team, if not in the league. And I think the brilliance of Golden State isn't that they have to rely on Steph and Klay. It's the fact that they're so lethal that it opens up so much in the pick and roll game, and that Iguodala gets open shots, Harrison Barnes gets open shots, even Draymond gets open lanes because you have to contest so much on the perimeter. So when they are able to go, I think the difference will be the fact that Harrison Barnes' shots will go in more often moving forward.
Maybe.
Probably.
It seems that
Iguodala should have more
in the second
looks.
half, they can't go in less often.
They cannot go in any less often, but yes, the offense will look more familiar,
right.
and it will hit the beats that we're used to it hitting right. with Draymond in the game, and they're going to have to account for the key and for that slash and kick.
Now, the flip side for Cleveland is that obviously the story of this game was LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Who else from that team? You mentioned Tristan Thompson, who was pretty good, still struggled from the free throw line.
Cleaned up so much on the glass, though.
We're sort of used to that, but Kevin Love, still a nothing game.
Gone.
J.R. Smith, pretty much a nothing game. Nobody really came off the bench. I mean, Richard Jefferson continues to provide confusingly meaningful minutes.
Right. And he's contributed.
Williams got to play in this game.
Dellavedova's done nothing this series other than play some defense, but not great. Richard Jefferson is effective, but doesn't contribute a ton offensively.
Channing Frye looks great in a shirt over his jersey.
Yes, it does.
He really makes
wore
that
it in the right direction.
Amazing. But they do have potential for other guys to, you're not going to get 40-40 out of the two guys.
No.
But you do have potential for somebody else to step up and say, okay, this time, I'm going to go on a little run here and give you 17 points.
But in the same way, and obviously Golden State is here because of their defense, but in the same way that Golden State is not the same without Draymond, and how everybody sort of makes each other better. LeBron's averaging 28, 12, and 8 in this series. So it's not dumb to think, well, yes, Kevin Love can go 4 of 6 from the three-point line. J.R. Smith can go 5 of 9, and they can win in Cleveland. It's going to be really tough to ask them to win 3 straight against Golden State.
Especially having to win 2 in Oakland, a thing that no NBA team did all season long.
Yes.
So.
And the brilliance of LeBron is not just that you have to account for LeBron, is you have to account for what opens up because of his dominance. And so that's why Cleveland, looking forward now, is so scary.
You're right, but that's literally what happened last year in the finals. LeBron put up crazy numbers, and there were times where Tristan Thompson would have a big game, J.R. Smith would, Timofey Mozgov had a big game in the finals last year, and it's
like they're relay racing.
Right.
Everybody gets one good game, and they're handing a baton, but they all need to be running at the same time.
Yeah, and I think the problem is that the depth of Golden State is superior to what Cleveland has right now. In a large part, that's just because Kevin Love, if Kevin Love can't have a breakout game last night with Golden State obviously so depleted on defense, with his 2 best teammates having the nights of their lives, and he's still going to put up the garbage, meaningless numbers that he did. He has felt like the biggest non-factor in this series, and it's stunning considering. It's not like he just forgot how to play basketball. He doesn't matter. When he's on the floor, I don't even care what he's doing half the time.
Yeah, over the course of the series, I think the big changing factor is going to be the depth. I think, and how do you win on the road against a great team? It's your second team outpacing the other team's second team and putting your starters and the rotation in a position to build bigger leads.
I think Cleveland just puts Richard Jefferson, Mo Williams on the floor, and they try to confuse Golden State and be like, it's 1998.
It is
Did
fun
you guys not know that?
Kareem Rush, James Michael McAdoo, to see all these players. They're like, okay, well, good for them. Rotate in, like youth rules. Everybody gets a few minutes.
Everybody gets to come to the pizza party.
All right, Cleveland, Golden State, Game 6.
I feel like Golden State has to bounce back just because Draymond is going to be, watching that game from the A's stadium.
Right.
He has to be so anxious to get out there and just make an impression on the game right away.
Can he stay within his limit emotionally on the road?
He can't do that. That's why he's
that hurts the Cavs when he can't.
I don't think that's the issue at this point.
Okay.
I think Golden State can win Game 6 just because so many things had to go wrong for them to lose Game 5. So many things had to go right for Cleveland. I don't think that's repeatable. But hopefully Cleveland will at least give us a reason for hope.
Yeah, that's true.
I still don't think the Cavs can win this series, even if they win Game 6, just because I don't think they're going to win a Game 7 on the road.
All right, so last year Golden State wins Game 6 to win it all in Cleveland. I don't think there's a player who wants to do that more than Draymond Green.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the case.
So much hate.
He's going to
so much hate in his heart.
He's going to soak the tears. Yeah, so I think Golden State edges them 8 to 9 points in Game 6.
We'll see.
There it is. All right. This has been Wake Up NBA presented by State Farm. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.